Good morning slash good afternoon. Welcome to another What Else is Going On, aka We Go Podcast YouTube video. I'm your girl, your host, Taria. Welcome. I say good morning slash good evening because it's 11:48 when I'm making the video. By the time it uploads, child might be 12:20. So it's gonna be afternoon. And somebody would tell me, you said good morning and it's good afternoon. Cover all the bases, okay? But I missed y'all. I hope y'all had a wonderful weekend. Whew, I went back to actually working out in the field, out in the street. Well, I was going to say working out in the street yesterday. I could say that a little better. Went back out to hustling a little bit yesterday. And I was like, what is this, honey? In the words of Nene. So I missed y'all. I just want to take a moment again to thank y'all so much for the birthday love. It's an amazing feeling or amazing thing that I don't take for granted, the connections that you can make. Hush, giving a speech. The connections that we make, right? With people that we haven't even met face to face. But just like sometimes it's easy, sometimes people will post the wildest things online because there's no face to it or nobody standing in front of them. I feel like that's the same thing when you meet people over the internet. You may end up sharing things that you wouldn't have normally shared with someone who is, front facing or right there with you, and it's weird that you could build a connection with not weird, but it's a blessing how you could build a connection with people you've never even tangibly been in front of. Um, so for y'all to bless me, with the birthday wishes, the prayers, uh, Cash App, super thanks, super chats, Venmo, Cash App, all of that stuff. I was just like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's nice when you realize people really mess with you like that. So I just want to thank y'all so much. It really did mean a lot. I literally was like, and thank you for the buying me the coffees, like all of that stuff. Again, run it down again from the wishes to all of that. Because somebody saying have a happy birthday, you assume that they mean it. And it's like, dang, they really hope that your day is as special as they think you are. So I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much, recent subscribers and the subscribers that's been here and the ones that came in the middle. I thank y'all so much. I don't ever, ever, ever want y'all to not feel my gratitude for y'all. So thank you. Real quick, before we get into some things, these are just a couple of quick things. I just came to take a break to make a video, and then I'm going to come back and take my notes on Atlanta. My Atlanta review will be posted tomorrow. Got a lot to say. A lot and a little, if that makes sense. Because, woof, honey, when I tell you the last 5 minutes of the episode, my butt cheeks was clenched. When you're embarrassed for somebody, like if somebody is singing or if somebody's doing something and it's kind of cringy and for some reason you get embarrassed and your butt cheeks clench up real tight, they could suck a brick out of a building. That is how I felt them last 5 minutes. Like, no, 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 no. Almost like you could stop it. But anyway, so I just wanted to come down and talk to y'all about a couple of things regarding Atlanta, funny enough, between Housewives and Married to Medicine. But I want to tell y'all just a real quick story. So I understand that weed is legal. I understand. Um, long, 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 like Bernie Mac used to say, rest in peace, long, 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 long time ago. Here and there, I would partake, like here and there. And it really, that's what it was, right? So maybe it's been so long, which is why I was so annoyed. And not even just annoyed, but just like, girl, get yourself together. So I pull up to pick someone up this morning because for those of you that don't know, I do gig work. It's a blessing because it allows me to create my own schedule, stop real quick, come do videos, do different things, all that stuff, right? By me saying I arrived to pick somebody up, you can guess which gig work I do. So I arrived to pick someone up, and there's two different apps that I do gig work for, the popular ones that you order when you need a ride. One of them shows you where you're going to pick the person up and where the drop off is. And it stays like that. So even if it takes me 10 minutes to get to you, I can still go back and say, where are they going again? And look at the drop off address. Now, y'all, back in the day, we was gambling. When I started in 2017, You only got where you were picking the person up at. Child, you could get there and they could be going. Now, those of people that are in the DMV area that are watching this video will understand what I'm saying, the distance. Y'all, I could be picking somebody up in Baltimore County and then you click pick up and you taking them to Dallas and they already sitting in your car with their bags. So y'all, that's like Baltimore to Virginia. So back in the day, they used to not tell you where you were dropping the person off to. I had that happen to me one time before. I picked these people up 5:30 in the morning from Penn Station downtown. They were a train. They were coming in. Child, I clicked that pickup. It said Williamsburg, Virginia. I said, excuse me. And they were like, we understand if you don't want to take us. 3 people have already canceled us. Child, I did some quick calculations. The lady was like, I'm there for a meeting. I've missed my last 2 trains. I was like, I got you. Put them Jersey driving skills into rotation. Y'all know what that means. Oh, we made it. But anyway, so now one of the apps shows you where you're going to pick them up at and where you're dropping them off. And that stays through the whole ride. The other app shows it really fast. Like it'll come up, like you're picking them up from, it'll give you the town. And that, so it'll say, I don't know, Baltimore, Maryland with the zip code. And then it may say Baltimore, Maryland with the zip code. So you're like, okay, at least I know I'm staying in the same zip code. Okay, cool. But it doesn't give you the specific address like the other app does, like the specific address that you're dropping them off at. Otherwise, I would have messaged this person. So I get to the person, pick them up. Let's just say 1234 ABC Street. They get in the car already. They come now. They leave in a work building. A work building. A work building. I'm picking them up from a very popular online retail that people order from. They can get you your delivery in 2 days, sometimes same day. I'm picking them up from this building. They get in the car and I'm like, here we go. My car gonna smell like weed. And I'm like, how they coming out of did they smoke it while they were waiting for me outside? Y'all, they were so like, or like kind of like out of it. Cause this is the app that only shows me like area and zip code, not address, dropping them off until you swipe it. When I swiped it, GPS is basically like you've arrived at your destination because they had the pickup and the drop off at the job. I said, you realize this? I said, this says that your drop off is here. She said, oh my God. She was on the phone. Oh my God, I am so zooted. Oh my God. Hold on. So I had to put the car in park. I'm like, girl, come on. So I could get on to the next spot. So then she telling the person, I put the address and the same address is here. It's too early in the morning for this. Put the right address in. She puts the right address in. We finally get it together. I was a little bit irritated. I was like, come on. Like, now I got to wait another 2 minutes for you to let your brain catch up with you. But I really want to know, girl, was you smoking in the building? Like, how are you like this and you coming off of work? Back seat smelling like that. It's raining here. So now when you get out, I got to put the windows down and try to get on a main road where I can kind of fly a little bit, like go a little bit fast. So that way the air can circulate. Child, because I don't want to be driving high. But anyway, that was just my little rant of the day. I don't know why I was there because people have done that before. And I'm like, you didn't realize that you put the same address to pick up. But I'll give them credit. Sometimes the app can be tricky. Just because I drive for them, I don't always use them. So sometimes, like when we've gone out of town and I've tried to use them, I'll be like, no, wait, what am I supposed to do? So I get it. But you know how sometimes, depending on what mood you're in, I'm gonna be honest, something may irritate you today, but it may be funny tomorrow. So I had to kind of like get out of my own head, like, girl, Taria, the girl's high. Just take a deep breath and keep it moving. But I'll be thinking like this. Hurry up, because I want to get you there, get you out, get the next one, get you there, get you out, get the next one. Like, this ain't driving Miss Daisy. Let's go. So y'all get yourself together. But anyway, y'all, let's get into what I wanted to get into. And I'll say this, I'm grateful when they thank me, like, thank me for giving me a ride. I say, thank you for needing one. Because the truth of the matter is the drivers ain't better than the passengers. Passengers ain't better than the drivers, child. We need each other. So, but let's get into some Atlanta news. So we know what happened last night. Again, I'm gonna get into it when I do my recap. But Kenya did post last night. So let's look at what she posted. I'm not going to play the music, of course, because I don't want this to be an issue, but let's get into it. Some of y'all probably seen it, but again, we haven't discussed it as a move. We haven't discussed it as a family. Okay. So y'all see, this was beautiful, y'all. This made me want to have or go to a party. This was gorgeous. She says, "You have been my besties for the last 12 years, and I love and appreciate you so much. Last year, you cried with me when all of my hard work from the salon was cut by production and none of it was shown. I want to thank all of my friends who showed up for me and who support me on a regular basis, who love me down. My glam team never gets it wrong." Now, for me, I feel like, I guess because the way she started it, I felt like, is she saying goodbye? I mean, like the way, again, you have been my besties for the last 12 years. But look at this, y'all. Like, this just amazing. Look at that. So gorgeous. And then the next slide, of course, they were showing, showed what we saw last night. Then she says, "At Miss Lawrence, thank you for gracing us all with your presence. You are a star. I hope to turn our segment into a TV show, God willing. Special thanks to my event planner at Events by Monet, who always throws the most stunning events. That event was stunning. Thank you to the gorgeous models who helped make Kenya Moore hair care so iconic. To the cast of RHOA season 16, I wish you all an incredible season. To my friends and family, thanks for loving me, flaws and all. Thank you to all the stunning women who have patronized at Kenya Moore Hair Spa. I love making you look beautiful. Love and blessings to you all." It almost sounded like a farewell. I don't know if it is, um, but that's what it sounded like. But it was a very nice tribute. I will say that. And of course, let's get into some of the comments. Somebody said, "Girl, you ruined your own moment." Somebody said, "People walked out on her spa opening. She misused her moment. She was wrong." Somebody else, "You don't give anybody that much power over you. You ruin the moment for yourself." Now, mind you, this is from the Bravo Shade Room, like off of Instagram. And then somebody said, "Sorry, but didn't Kenya just say in the last episode that she took money out of her daughter's savings to open the salon, but blamed Brit for taking money out of her daughter's mouth? She used that same excuse to lash out on Tanya with the cookie lady. I wish she would stop using her daughter as an excuse." Somebody said, "Okay, y'all are going to be salty forever because your fave got fired. Geez." Whew, wow. I'm gonna read this last comment. It's kind of long, but my thing is this: it's Kenya's salon, and she can do whatever she wanted to do at her opening. We all know the opening was for the show, and we all know Bravo wanted storylines and ratings because if they really felt what Kenya did was wrong, they would have never aired it at all. They are still going to profit off of it for ratings and still exploited it because it was one of the biggest scandal slash storylines this season, and they still exploited Brit making the GUN comment. Bravo wins and everyone else technically loses because Bravo got the ratings and then they decided to not film with Kenya and allow Brit to still film because when the story broke, there was backlash. If Kenya did this to Brit without any attacks to begin with, yeah, it would be vile. But she threatened her with the GUN. Kenya will still be Kenya and will have opportunities. Brit is the one who has to worry about her next opportunities because she is new in the space. Let's see how long her 15 minutes last. Kenya can never be replaced. She has done some amazing things in her career. Also, I have had the privilege to work with her. Though it was rocky at first, once she knew I wasn't here to play about my career, her attitude changed. Let me say something about that. I actually styled her first hair care commercial that aired on the show, and it was shot with celebrity photographer Leo Marshall some years ago. I thank her for giving me that one opportunity years ago and forever grateful. So I'm happy to see she got her product in stores and her salon open. It shows a dream can turn into a reality no matter what. I support Kenya. I think that was really nice. It is telling, though, when he said, "I've had the privilege to work with her, though it was rocky at first. Once she knew I wasn't here to play about my career, her attitude changed." My thing is, if you're working with someone, why do I have to come in and let you know I'm not about to play? And then your attitude changes. It's a professional relationship. So you shouldn't have an attitude to begin with. If the way he's saying it is true. basically he had to let her know, I'm not here to plan her attitude change. It shouldn't be like that. So if that is true, that speaks a little bit to maybe the part of her personality that he experienced, because others have said that they've met Kenya, um, and she's amazing. I will say this: I'm not shocked that housewives, when I meet housewives, even if they're the so-called villains on the show, if they're nice off the show, I'm not shocked because you're someone who watches them. So they would be smart to be nice to you. That's like when people say, like with Ellen, when her behind the stage people were saying, oh, she's mean. And then all these celebrities like Kevin Hart and all them came out. Oh, she's always been kind. Of course she's been, because of who you are. Duh. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't invalidate their experiences with that person. So I think Kenya can, just like a lot of us, Kenya can probably be all of these people. The one that gave him the attitude, the one that's nice when you meet her. Um, who knows? And he's right. They're right, because I'm not sure if it's, they're right. Kenya can do anything she wants. I do think it was foolish for her to do that at such a beautiful moment for her. I mean, because it was hands down absolutely gorgeous. It was the decor was classy. Everything just seemed classy, right? It seemed like it represented Kenya more when you think, like pageant girl, Kenya Moore, like all of these things. And then for that to go down, it was like, and I felt like she was spiraling with it from her speech. Again, we'll get into that later, but I do think it was nice of her, the shout out, shouting out Miss Lawrence and her event planner, because we know some folks don't give people credit. Erica, what's her last name? Erica Jane. I was going to say Erica Gennaro. Girl, what? Erica Jane, some random designer, so that shout out this person out. So, and she did, again, which the cast of season 16 of Atlanta, an incredible season. So shout out to her, to Kenya. I do wonder, because of the backlash that it that Bravo may not have banked on, like with Kenya seeming like she's been cut out of scenes and all of that stuff, and it coming out that Brit did use the GUN word and did do indirectly threaten Kenya, because people are like, she didn't threaten her. She didn't say, I'm going to pow pow you. It was an indirect threat. I keep saying this. If I get into an argument with you and during or after the argument, I'm like, I got my GUN, you're going to be like, oh, that's supposed to be for me. So she did threaten Kenya, even if it was indirect. 1000% she threatened her. So through all these things, I wonder, now that it's come out that we've seen, yes, Brit did indeed say that, even though she came out and made the statement. I wonder if they will bring her to the reunion, and if they will include her in their after shows, at least for the first couple of episodes. Or when they do their after shows, are they just going to pick up, like, are they going to say, okay, this after show is for episodes 1 through 5, because they haven't started them yet. So when are they going to start them? Because we're already getting ready to be at episode 5. So, but I definitely wonder if they're going to bring her to the reunion. I wonder if they're, like, again, waiting to see, well, how much backlash will we get? Will people get through the season and forget about Kenya, and then we won't have to deal with it? Like, I wonder if that's their strategy. I don't know. I guess we'll see when it comes time for the reunion. But shout out to Kenya. Next up, let's get into somebody else that posted last night. That ain't it. Oh, okay, here we go. I'm not going to play the music. Y'all see that? She says, I'm still standing strong no matter what. I want to get into some of the comments on that post. Now, that was from her Instagram, Brit. But some of the comments on her post, I'm reading them from Reality Blurb, because they compiled some of the comments. So again, her caption, I'm still standing strong no matter what. Somebody said, you'll be gone next season. And Brit replied, don't forget to set your DVRs, keep watching. Someone else said, not for long, but go off. She responded to this person saying, enjoy the show, sweetie. Then she said, negativity will be blocked. Enjoy your day. Tune in tonight. Oh, so this was before the episode aired. And then somebody said, you're going to be gone next season. Yeah. And then so she was letting the people know, I guess she's not bothered. And then Portia commented and said, still, and then with the fire emoji. And then Brit said that part. And then somebody said, enjoy your only season. I don't know. Do y'all think that there's a chance that, again, because of backlash, Bravo may say, you know what? Because people are like, well, wait, Kenya got in trouble. Why isn't Brit fired? That Bravo will say, well, you know what? We are going to go ahead and not bring Brit back. I wonder. It'll be interesting to see what they do after all this fallout. Or again, if they're thinking, because the audience, we can have short memories sometimes, if they're thinking that we're going to go on through the rest of the season and maybe the season is interesting and then forget about all of this stuff at the top of the season. We'll see. Next up, Cynthia was on Watch What Happens Live. And in case y'all didn't see it, let's get into this.
He's drinking again, and you don't want to say that.
Oh my God, what? No, that is not what we're supposed to be watching.
What was your reaction to Bravo's investigation of both incidents and then the decision to stop shooting with Kenya?
Shocked. I think most of the cast was shocked. We were totally shocked. We didn't know, what, if anything, was going to happen. It was also sad because we didn't want to lose Kenya off the season. We didn't because she's a big player on the show.
I didn't want to lose Kenya either.
Always good, confessionals and stuff, all those shady, funny things. And it's like, for us, it's like I keep saying, I felt like, you guys, the network, had such a great vision for season 16, putting this specific cast together. And it's just so unfortunate that the fans didn't get to see it play out with the cast, including Kenya.
What was your reaction to Bravo's investigation of both incidents and then the decision to stop shooting with Kenya?
Shocked. I think most of the cast was shocked.
So
he's drinking again.
So y'all heard, sorry. So y'all heard the rest of it. So y'all know. But yeah, so Cynthia says she was shocked.
What
about
was your reaction?
All right, we got it. There we go. So we heard Cynthia said she was shocked. You notice how he framed the question? And I guess he's got to do his job, but what was your reaction to Bravo's choosing not to I'm sorry, what was your reaction to Bravo's investigation into both? Because remember, they said there was an investigation about Brit using the G word and what Kenya did. He said, and then Bravo's reaction to stop filming with Kenya. I really want to know what type of investigation was done when it came to Brit using the word. Was the investigation, we're going to investigate to see if she directly threatened Kenya? Because to me, again, watching that footage, even if they try to say, after Brit said the first time, when she was talking to Kelly and they were going, back and forth or whatever, and Kelly was like, do you want me to call Mark or something like that? And Brit says, I got my pistol. Even if they were to say, well, she was talking about that because of her safety. As she's walking outside saying, I ain't the one, this, that, and the third, talking about Kenya, in that particular moment, she says, I got whips and my pistol. And she was literally talking about Kenya in that moment. So even if somebody tried to say, again, that first one, Bravo in their investigation, well, the first one, she was talking about her safety because Kelly was talking about her security. What about when she said it again? When she was talking about Kenya walking outside. So I wonder what that investigation looked like. Are they going to try to play a semantics game? Well, we investigated to see, Kenya said she was threatened. We investigated the scene and determined that she wasn't directly threatened, because I can see them trying to word something like that. But I just can't for the life of me think that if they were fathom if they were investigating to see if Kenya was threatened, how they couldn't see that she was, even if it was indirect, she was threatened. She didn't say the words, I will pow you, Kenya, but come on. I don't understand how, no matter if you agree with Kenya's actions or not, no matter if you like Kenya or not, I don't see how anybody cannot see how, again, if you want to argue the first one, whatever. But that second time, she was literally talking about Kenya. She don't play that, da da da. I got my whips and pistols. For who? The people outside? So I would really be interested in knowing what that investigation was. Did they do an investigation and find something, but they didn't deem it, or they didn't feel like she broke any what is it? What do they call it now? What do they have, like standards, guidelines, whatever? Like she didn't break any of those, so they're going to continue to allow her to film. I don't know. I just, y'all, I'm still in a state of shock that that happened, and I got to watch it again. I watched it with Corey last night, and it was so crazy because he was like, "I'm just so disappointed in her. Why would she do that at her event?" And like, it was so nice. Why would you do that there? You know? So yeah, like I don't know. I just, but anyway, I felt like it was me. Like, even though we already knew what happened, my stomach was nervous. And it was even more than we thought. Oh, wait, nope. We're going to get into it when we get into the review. Um, there is one other thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about. Actually, nope. I'm going to do that in another video. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Cynthia and Andy saying our investigation into both. What investigation did you do into Brit? Um, Brit's post. Brit said, I'm still standing strong. I tell you what, the editing definitely, I don't want to say made her look like a victim. I don't even want to say editing, but the way it was put together. Oh, I need to save this for okay, I'm going to save it for the review, y'all. I got to save it for the review, but I'll just say this. Brit said, I'm still standing strong no matter what. Let me know what y'all think about that. And let me know what y'all think about what Kenya wrote. Did that feel like a goodbye to y'all, or like she was saying, or do y'all feel like, no, that was just her saying, have a great season, whatever? Because to me, there's a part of me that felt like she felt like it was a goodbye. Let me know what y'all think. I love y'all. I'll be back for my Atlanta review. Again, it'll be posted tomorrow, but maybe I'm going to try to come back today for another video. Love y'all. See ya.